The Tree of Haunting Silence. Have you ever heard of the Tree of Haunting Silence? If not, you might wish you never had. In the small town of Pindorama, a secluded grove held an eerie, mysterious tree. Everyone avoided it, claiming it was cursed. Whispers about strange events surrounded the place, but no one dared speak too much. Some brave souls ventured close, but they were never seen again. One fateful night, a group of teenagers decided to defy the warnings and uncover the truth. Drawn to the oppressive stillness, their curiosity led them straight into the abyss of the unknown. As they neared the tree, the air grew dense, shadows seemed alive, and a sinister whisper echoed through the night. What awaited them was beyond anyone's darkest imagination. By dawn, the town was shrouded in dread. The teenagers had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only cryptic signs of something dreadful. Over the following days, villagers reported hearing faint whispers near the tree, but no one dared approach. Investigators arrived to solve the mystery, but they, too, disappeared without explanation. Fear spread like wildfire. Rumors grew that the tree wasn't just cursed, it was alive, possessing a sinister will, beckoning anyone bold enough to approach into its eternal curse. Questions remained unanswered. What was happening there? What caused people to vanish so completely? Year after year, strange reports continued. Children vanished in broad daylight. Families heard eerie laughter in the stillness of night, all seemingly drawn to the cursed tree. Logical explanations faltered. Witnesses described an overwhelming sense of paralysis, as if an invisible force gripped its victims. On one stormy night, a bold man ventured to the tree, determined to uncover the truth. He disappeared, but not before carving a chilling message into its bark. I saw the abyss, and it saw me. Dread consumed the town. Now, they knew, the tree wasn't mere folklore. It was linked to the disappearances, to something beyond human understanding, something patient, something ancient. A team of scientists eventually formed an expedition, armed with modern technology to uncover the truth. From the outset, things went awry. As they neared the tree, the atmosphere became suffocating, the temperature plummeted, and an overwhelming sense of dread surrounded them. Strange symbols appeared etched into the tree's trunk, seemingly trying to communicate something. Before further study, the unthinkable happened. The tree seemed to engulf everything around it, plunging the team into a void of darkness. None of them ever returned. The town grew increasingly isolated. The residents avoided even speaking of the tree, fearing the malevolence might spread. Old legends began resurfacing, stories of a massacre centuries ago at the grove. Researchers uncovered that the tree had once been an altar for ancient rituals meant to summon dark entities. Though those rituals had been halted, many believed the tree still absorbed the evil once invoked. The recent disappearances, they speculated, weren't coincidences but the result of an unbroken curse. But who was responsible? And what price had been paid to silence the spirits bound there? One stormy night, a family living near the grove reported unearthly sounds from the forest. Investigating, they found the tree shrouded in a thick, suffocating mist. A blood-curdling scream pierced the air as their youngest child was inexplicably drawn into the forest. Desperately chasing her, the parents found her standing before the tree, eyes vacant and face frozen in terror. She muttered unintelligibly, lost in a trance. A month later, the family vanished entirely. The child was the only trace left, but she was no longer the same. Now a hollow shadow of herself, she roamed aimlessly, as if searching for something incomprehensible. Attempts to destroy the tree met with bizarre and horrifying failures. Tools shattered, explosives left no mark, and any effort to cut it down triggered a terrifying response. The tree seemed to fight back, its roots rising like monstrous arms to repel those who dared touch it. Each failed attempt only strengthened the horrifying truth: this tree was alive. Worse, it wasn't merely trapping the souls of its victims. It was feeding on them, growing more powerful with every disappearance. What would happen when the tree reached its full strength? No one knew, but everyone feared the answer. Now, the town is silent, cloaked in dread. Few dare even glance toward the grove. Yet, the questions linger. What happened to those who vanished? What became of the teenagers, the investigators, and the townsfolk who defied the warnings? The truth remains buried in shadow, as does the tree, waiting. Some say it's alive, biding its time for the next victim. Others believe it's merely a reflection of humanity's darkest nature, waiting to be unleashed. But if the truth exists, it lies hidden. And if it were you, what would you do if faced with the tree of haunting silence? Would you dare approach it, knowing you might become the next story of terror? The silence is deafening, and fear hangs thick in the air. What would you do? If you want to unravel more mysteries, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. The legend is far from over, and the next chilling story might just be yours. The town was in chaos. Those who stayed behind began to lose their grip on reality, hearing sinister laughter and chilling whispers at night. Many fled, but the ones who remained sank deeper into the shadows. Some organized one final attempt to destroy the tree, armed with ancient artifacts and long-forgotten spells. That night, a crowd gathered around the tree, but soon the air grew dense, and an overwhelming sense of dread gripped everyone. The ground quaked, the tree's roots stretched outward, and a colossal shadow rose above them. Something ancient and horrifying had awakened, something unstoppable. In the end, those who tried to destroy the tree were never seen again. The legend was now more real than ever. As years passed, few remembered the names of those who vanished, but tales of the tree continued to emerge. Survivors who dared approach and lived to tell the tale claimed the tree was becoming a portal to something far darker, something beyond comprehension. The constant feeling of being watched lingered, and those who came under its influence began to lose their sense of reality. No one knew the fate of those who disappeared, but the whispers and distant screams never ceased. One thing was certain: the tree was an abyss, and anyone who ventured too close would be pulled into something from which there was no return. No one dares to approach the tree of haunting silence anymore. But what truly happened to those who vanished? What became of the girl, the investigators, and the town itself? The answers are lost, and the tree remains, waiting. Some say it's alive, patiently seeking its next victim. Others believe it's merely a reflection of the darkness within all of us, waiting to be unleashed. But the truth, if it even exists, remains hidden. And what about you? What would you do if you stumbled upon it? What would happen if you became the next chapter in this chilling tale? The silence is deafening, and the fear lingers in the air. What would you do? Now, if you're curious to uncover more of what happened, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and share it with your friends. The mystery is still alive, and the next story might just be yours.
Share now. Have you ever experienced something so terrifying it seemed impossible to explain? Here on the channel, your story can come to life. I want to hear your darkest and most chilling tales of terrifying urban legends, encounters with spirits, forbidden mysteries, and macabre cases that defy reality. Share your experience to leave our viewers curious, speechless, and full of questions. Subscribe now and tell what no one else dares to share.